What's up, Internet? It is I again, that guy again, and today we're doing the second part of the Kingdom Hearts 2 hack through. And last time we went through, we found some info about, Sora or Roxas's entity. We got the stat page with some health info, maybe more to come later. Value telling us if we did or did not lock onto something, and then the camera style, which if we want to have some fun, we can set to 5. It's like an overhead camera that you don't normally see. It's kind of cool, But yeah. If you guys have the opportunity to, feel free to drop a like or comment or whatever on this video. It helps the algorithm boost it and tells me you guys want more. So thanks. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's try to figure out something like how does the game figure out what room you're in, right? Like right now we're in this room. If we go in here, it has to load a room. It has to know what room to load, and then it loads it, right? Let's do this. We're going to assume that it's a byte that it uses for the room ID. And we don't know the value of that byte yet, so we're going to say unknown initial value, right? First scan. We're going to get a bunch of values, right? Let's go ahead and move to a different room. Changed value. Drop it to 5 million possibilities, move around a bit. Unchanged value. Next scan. Alright, didn't do too much for our numbers here, but now we're going to go back to that first room, right? And we're going to leave it as unchanged value, but we're going to say compare to first scan instead. Alright, cool, unchanged value. Run back here. Changed value. Unchanged value. There's one number, or set of numbers that stick up at the top of the list. They seem kind of interesting. Like, oh, let's get back up to it. Oops, I see a bunch of 3s and 2s. It's almost like as soon as we walk through the door, they change, and then this last one changes. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, so, let's say this, right? I notice, if we pause right now, it's not going to tell us what room we're in. But if we hit the save menu, it does on the top right. It says the usual spot, right? So let's see this, right? Let's take this first one. We'll try the first one first, set it to a 3. And immediately it changed and says back alley. Room ID. We'll assume at least, right? And so let's just go through. Let's walk around and see what happens, right? So now it's 3. Can't go to this way because everyone's waiting at Market Street. Let's go to Market Street. So this is room ID 6, okay. Alright, so we know we have a pretty good indicator of where to find room ID, right? Or where we're getting room ID from. Let's go to Tram Commons 7. Okay, cool. So let's, I'm curious of something, right? Let's say this, exact value 7. There's 21,000 sevens. Damn. Okay. Well, here, let's say compare to first scan 2. Huh? New scan. Ah, shit. Undo scan. Oh, we lost it. It's okay. We found what we were looking for anyway. So let's say this, right? Room ID. We're gonna go, we're gonna say, find out what writes to this address. And then we're gonna walk through, make it right to that address. We got one code value. That's exactly what we want. Show disassembler. So actually, let's do this. Let's go. Dang, there's a lot of really crazy stuff they do to get this info, huh? So R11B into DF9. Yeah, DF9 is the one we're looking at, right? So R11B goes there. We're getting R11B. Let's do this. Let's set a breakpoint here. And then let's load a room. R11. So R11 just has 7 in there. Let's look through and see something real quick. So actually, if you ever see an int3, usually it basically just it's a trapped debugger, right? So basically it means not real code. Return is a return. So the fact that we see a return and then an int3 here makes it seem like this is the start of the function, right? Let's just do this real quick. Run it. Because this way we're going to start from the top of the function and see everything that happens, right? So we're seeing that that's pushed to the stack. We don't have to worry about that. another push. So then we're taking the value stored in RCX, which is the 6E08, and we're moving it into R10D. It looks like 2, 6, 2, and 0 are what's in there. Okay. Then it moves RCX into R8. Yep. So it's like it's storing this 6E08 address, and then takes the value in R10 and stores it DF8. DF8 is actually not the one we were looking at. We were looking at DF9. Let's actually just do this here. Copy, add address, bam, bam, and then we'll set this to DF8 instead. So 2, interesting, right? Wonder what that might be. Let's actually do this. So since we were wanting to see, let's run the thing. I wonder, are we able, okay, so we can pause and see what's going on now. So if we pause after saying, you know, I wonder, will it just reload in the pause menu like in KH1? No, you have to actually, okay, Castle Gate. Huh. That's weird. Hold up. I noticed something. I don't know if, okay, yeah, I'm just crazy. Okay, let's set it to 0. So this is like the, huh? What the world? OX06. What the flip? So is there like some, I mean, this is seemingly World ID, I would assume, right? World ID. Oop. I like to have a space. World ID. Okay. So like the dark margin. So I think that's what, Hollow Bastion or something, right? The empty realm. Roxas's room. Okay, that sounds about right. Beach. Okay, so that's Destiny Islands, I bet. Villain's Vale. Entrance Hall. Okay, yeah, Coliseum. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely World ID. Absolutely is World ID. Alright, let's load the tram common up so we can get our breakpoint. And we'll go through to where we were, taking the value in R10, which is 2, World ID 2. Interesting. So this 6E0827, it's like it's storing the same info for some reason. So let's see. Moves R10D into EDX, so that's going to put the same value basically, it looks like. And then RCX plus 1, which is the 7, it moves into R11D. That's the, yeah, that's the room ID. Specifically moves zeros and Fs in there to ESI. And then we're shifting left, RDX. So we're taking the world ID and we're multiplying it by 2 times, or I'm sorry, yeah, 2 to the power 6. I think that's 64. Let's just try something real quick. I'll show you guys, right? So we do like in hex, we do 1 and we do a shift left, 6, becomes 40, which is 64. So yeah, it's multiplying the room ID by 64. And then it's adding R11, which is the world ID. Wait a second. RDX is 2. Oh no, it's taking the world ID and multiplying by 64 and then adding the room ID. It does all that in RDX, so we got 87 hex. Let me just do this, 87 hex. Alright, so we've got R11B being moved into the memory address like we're expecting, makes sense. And then we're moving, okay, so then we're taking, this would be a 0 because it's the one that's right here. And then it's moving that into DFA. So DFA also does something. Here, let's order these properly. Room ID, change to unknown, adjust by 1, paste. Alright, cool. So then, after we do all of that, let me see. So we're right here. And we're taking RDX, which is that like weird offset that they were doing earlier, the world ID times 64 plus the room ID. And so then got 86 hex. So we would basically, it almost looks like we're just multiplying it by 3, really. 195 Yeah, 195. Okay, yeah, multiplying it by 3 and putting it in the A register. And then we're going to load up this thing into RDX. Let's see what this is. Interesting. 5 bytes, okay. Let's just see what it does. Okay, so then after we load this value into, oh, KH2J. Weird, okay. Anyway, so we're going to take RDX, which is this, and we're going to add rax times 2. Ah, okay, plus 10. Okay, so then this 195 from earlier that we're working with, it actually multiple times multiplies it by 2 for some reason again. So it's a 32A hex. Okay. RDX. Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're going to add 32A hex. And then from here, 10, 12, and 14 offset. I think this is a 10 offset. Let me just see something real quick. 16 bytes, yeah, so this is a 10 offset. Okay, 10, 12, and 14. Alright, so that goes into there. R9, R register C, and register D are all affected. And then it moves them into... What in the world? This is interesting. So, like, if we were to go... If we were to run it again, right, we're going to mess with our breakpoints. We're going to delete the 2290 breakpoint. And then we're actually just going to walk in here real quick. Because I'm curious, right? Like, what if I change this to a 2? And then we go back in here. Nothing seems to have happened. Let's change it to a 5. Because this is only going to change stuff in this one specific room. Okay, maybe it didn't do what we thought. Let's do this. Let's just go back in here. Let's put a breakpoint where we were. Let's run it again, right? So yeah, 195 in racks. That makes sense. That's what we had. And then moving DX into these areas of memory. DX, yeah. So one of these is going to be a 5, right? Yeah, R9 is the 5. So that gets moved into DFC. So then like this should be a 5, yeah. Okay. DFC, DFE, okay, yeah, so they're set right in front of each other too. Okay. Interesting. DFC. Huh, okay. That's right after where we were in memory. Strange, okay. So we were in fact changing what loads. R8. R8 had the value of memory we started with, yeah. X to SI. Size the source index. Does it show that one? RSI, FF. Okay, yeah, I see. R8. So if we go back to, let's go back here. R8 plus 4. Yeah, plus 4, it's all Fs. So if this wasn't all Fs, it would do something different. Interesting. I wonder. Let's mess. Wow, English. Let's mess with some things. Change that to an FE. And then we'll go, oh, it immediately changes back to an FF. Okay, that's good to know. So there is some logic checking here. But really it just makes you wonder, like, what are these used for? What on earth could they be used for? So if we go back, let's go back to where we were. Wait here. We know that we can use this right here. It's an offset of 195 times 2. Alright, cool. So let's go crazy, right? We changed one of them. Let's change this to 0. And what we'll do is we'll load something. Let's see if that does anything. change the next one to 0. See if that does anything, right? Because see, it almost seems like it's just not doing anything. Next we'll just put F's in there, because they're shorts. I mean, they're 2-byte values. Alright, cool, didn't do a thing. So FF, let's see what this does. I swear it's like it just didn't do anything. Oop. So maybe this is just like some kind of dead end, or maybe it's something for scripts or something. I really don't know. 10, 12, and 14. Oh goodness, what have I done? So these must do something. It's some kind of flag for something or another, I guess. Here, let's set them to 0s. I don't think it'll propagate because it's not room load. We got the buggiest screenshot of all time. Oh well. Well, so we found some basic stuff. I'm gonna make this a shorter episode today just because, like, you know, we're gonna get a little bit more in depth next episode and I'll show you how to use G Hydra. But aside from this, I appreciate y'all's time and I'll see you soon, okay? Thanks.